Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Matson. I wanted to go over this assignment, and if you received a score lower than a C, offer you the opportunity to redo it. Uh, I'm not sure what happened here with this 5-2 short paper assignment, but there seems to have been some struggles with it. However, I want to add that a lot of the problems that I see with this assignment is not so much in the assignment that itself, but more just your writing style. I feel like I'm saying the same thing week after week when it comes to your papers. So I'm not sure if you're not reading all of the feedback or what the situation is, but first thing I want to say is no personal pronouns in your papers. And I don't know if maybe you're not sure what that means, but you should not have words like I, you, me, my, we, things like that in your papers. Right? So anytime you write any paper that has anything to do with APA, unless it specifically asks for your opinion, you should not have any kind of personal pronouns in your papers. Um, there's three things that you're writing about. This is just a short 1 to 2 page paper. And so the three bullet points here is what you're writing about, right? So you're discussing the strengths and weaknesses of Bob in regards to these two tests, how these strengths and weaknesses impact his overall functioning, as well as the suggestions that you have for Bob um, to improve these weaknesses, these limitations areas that he has. So this was your rubric for it, 1 to 2 pages, right, with the questions listed, and then this was the sample intelligence report. So when you're reading the report, don't just read the paragraphs here, but look at the percentile, the categories, things like that. Especially on this one, most of you I left the same, kind of information and feedback, depending on if I asked you to redo the paper or not. But don't be, I guess, fooled by something saying that it's average or that he's similar to his peers. That's not necessarily a strength or a good thing for Bob. And the one thing that I pointed out to many of you is his sentence comprehension. If you read in the comments or in the paragraph here, it says based on Bob's sentence comprehension, he's got a standard score of 93. So this falls within the average range when compared to his same aged peers. But if you go up here and look at the chart, his grade equivalency is a 6.1 grade. So he's not comprehending anything past like early on, like 1 month into the sixth grade level. That's a problem. This is a problem in the US in general. There's about 64% of the population that does not read past an eighth grade level, right? And that's, true for the United States. So just because he's in the average range compared to his peers, that's not necessarily a strength for him. Um, so when you're looking back at, the questions and stuff that you're answering, strengths and limitations, what is it that you're considering a strength? What is it that you're considering a weakness for him? Um, so you can go through you know, both of the assessments and decide, what do you think would be helpful for him in life and what do you think is holding him back in life, basically. When you're looking at his overall functioning, a lot of you mentioned math being a downfall for him. If you're looking at how this affects his overall functioning, you're looking at, math is something we use every day in our lives, right? Money is a big part of that. Being able to buy things at the store, being able to balance a budget, being able to pay bills, just understanding finances so that we can, live accordingly is a big part of math and, being able to manage your money. That could easily impact him. Um, if you're saying that his reading levels are low or his ability to write or communicate, things like that, how is he going to be able to take direction from a supervisor at work? if he has to read emails or if he has to write emails, things like that. Is he going to be able to understand and interpret? Is he going to be able to respond in an appropriate manner? Things like that. That those are things that affect his overall functioning. Um, and then, limitations for the third bullet point. What are recommendations that's going to help him improve in these areas? If you are saying he has a learning disability, then how are we going to fix that? How are we going to improve that for him? You know, he needs to go to a class, right? He needs that one-on-one assistance. He needs, perhaps like some kind of developmental reading course, a developmental math course, something like that. Um, it's fine to, a lot of you talked about apps and games and things like that, but first of all, is he going to do that? Is he going to understand enough to do that on his own? He's probably going to need something in addition to just the apps. Something that's more structured and engaging, and where he can learn from it, somebody else, as well as maybe learning from his peers too, to participate with. Those are the three things that you're saying in this paper, that you're discussing in this paper, but just 1 to 2 pages. you know some of you are writing quite lengthy papers. Try and stick, be very concise with your word choices. um, I see a lot of errors with APA formatting. If you look at OWL at Purdue, they offer, just Google search APA OWL at Purdue. That's a great source for APA writing. Um, some of you, I've mentioned working with the Writing Center. Just even proofreading your paper can help. I see comments or sentences all the time where words are switched. Um, I use this as an example all the time, like from and form. Like you might mean to say from, but it comes out form. Spell check doesn't always pick these things up, right? That's why it's important for you to proofread your paper. Uh, Sometimes reading your papers out loud can help you catch mistakes. Sometimes working with each other, have each other proofread your papers. You have, through our system here, you can email each other, ask for help from one another, have family, friends read your papers. But I would like to see just your overall writing style and number of errors, as well as your APA formatting improve. As I'm seeing a lot of the same mistakes across all of your writing. So read through my comments. If you have anything below a C on this paper, you are welcome to resubmit. Those of you that I had already asked to resubmit, I had said resubmit it by Wednesday. But if you're going to resubmit your papers, I'm going to say resubmit your papers by Friday the 22nd, and I will take a look at them over the weekend and possibly, add more points. Hopefully, add more points. I can't guarantee, full points for reworking your paper, but I will definitely try and give you guys some added points to what you have submitted already. Reach out with questions. I'm here to help. If anybody wants to meet on Zoom, I'm more than happy to go over your papers with you, or offer you more specific information or help in regards to your individual work that you submit. So just reach out, email me, call me, text me, whatever works for you. I'm here to support you. So let me know how I can best do that. I hope you have a great day, and I will be in touch.